Hey, everybody, this is Lorraine.
And Jennifer.
And two things are happening right about now. The first is all of those spring flowers are coming up, and we're celebrating the warmer weather coming.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that the first quarter is behind us, and it's time to look back so we can look ahead.
Yeah, it's crazy, it just always goes by so quick, but an entire quarter all already gone.
Absolutely. And, depending on the industry you're in, depending on the business and how things are going, it might have been a great quarter, it might have been an awful quarter. But today, what I want you to do today is stop
Yeah.
and look back. Look back at what worked, what didn't work.
Mm.
Where did you hit your numbers and where were you just completely off?
Yeah. I took a look at my numbers and I was like, I feel like I'm going to be pretty boring today. They're good. There wasn't a whole lot that I would change. It's just like, well, just stay the course. Everything's going pretty good. Like maybe one little minor tweak, but
Mhm.
things
You,
are going well.
and I think that again, you sometimes you look at it and you're like, okay, I thought I was going to be here and I'm here. So the question is, when you miss a goal,
Yeah.
were you being too ambitious or were your plans bad?
Yeah.
And that's a really important question to ask yourself. And I think a lot of times business owners fall into this trap of, well, I didn't make the first quarter, but I'm going to make it up in the second.
Hmm.
Stop doing that.
Yeah.
Stop doing that. Take a look at that objective and ask yourself, was it too aggressive? And
Yeah.
if it was, adjust your forecast for the second, third, and fourth quarter. There is nothing worse than pedaling uphill all year long and never getting to the top.
No, and make yourself feel bad. I mean, I see what's going on overall, and I don't think it's a bad year to maybe forecast flat. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, there's a lot going on in the world right now, and there's a lot of change happening, and you're not sure where to really go.
Mhm. Now, on the other hand, if you forecast here and you ended up here, now what a great, yay! But you got to ask the same question. Did you under kind of
Yeah,
hedge your bets?
well, easy.
Did you make it too easy? Do you need to adjust? Was there something completely out of the ordinary that's not going to happen again?
Yeah.
Or is your marketing really working and do you just need to do more?
I think it's a good time too to reach out to other colleagues. Maybe they're in the same industry as you, maybe same size business, same area. Try to, you know, well, maybe not the same area. That might be hard to kind of get that information out. But see how they're doing and see if it's comparable there or something new that they're trying. Like I think that's a great time to do that too.
And I know we've done a whole conversation on peer networks, but having those other businesses that are similar to yours where you can reach out and say, how was your first quarter? Are you up? Are you down? What are you expecting for the second and third quarter? So that you can look at where your business is and be realistic about how are you doing? Is it you? Is it the market?
Yeah.
And it's not just sales that I want you to look at in your first quarter review.
No, it's all the stuff that leads to sales is, those activities like where are you spending more time at, where are you spending less time at. I know I think this is completely normal in this economy, but like I'm spending more time in sales. It's taking longer, it's slower, and I think that's fine. It's just recognizing that and being okay with it.
And adjusting your sales funnel and your sales process to accommodate the shift in demand for longer, more in-depth sales processes.
There's nothing worse than trying to make people close faster than what they want to. It's going to send a really bad vibe and you're going to look desperate. So I'm definitely out on that category.
Absolutely. But, there's more than, there's sales activity. I think one of the things that surprises people, and it usually catches up with them at the end of the year because they just don't look at it all year, are their expenses.
I was on the same way with you. I was just thinking that, like, I feel like there's so much that hits in the end of the year. Like, if you could pay something sooner, if did have a good quarter, like, okay, well, let's just go ahead and get that expense out of the way. Don't make it so then you spend more later. But
Mhm. Well, one of the tricks that I always did, because at the end of the year, we always had a holiday party. I always wanted to have money for gifts for customers.
yeah,
And I had these big things that hit at the end of the year. Instead of paying them early, I created, and it's just a bookkeeping thing, a reserve account.
oh yeah,
And so I expensed every month
yeah,
bonuses, and I expensed every month for the holiday party and some of those other things so that my expenses matched my revenue every month. And then
yep,
at the end of the year, I had this money sitting in the reserve account. And I think that's really
smart.
important because that way you're actually matching the money you're spending to the money you're generating, bless you.
Yeah,
But at the same time, you're holding on to the money. So maybe you've got it in a savings account, or maybe, it's there as an emergency fund if you need it.
yeah,
I was really surprised. I was looking at my numbers, and March was a really slow month for me. I definitely took my pedal off the metal. I had reasons I needed to do that. But when I looked at my year over year, I'm still making more money than last year. And it was all about expenses. There were some decisions I made at the end of last year to get rid of software I wasn't using,
yeah,
to stop investing in certain things. And the truth is, my revenue really wasn't, my sales weren't impacted by those decisions.
yeah.
My sales were impacted by some other things, but I made more money because I managed my expenses down. And it
Yeah.
was absolutely the thing that saved my first quarter.
Well, it can get away from you really quickly, especially with all this AI stuff, like, buying this software or buying that software. And so it can definitely add up. The only change I saw that I might do is I quit sending out my newsletter weekly because I thought maybe it was too much. And it turns out I end up getting like less. That was the only one that was negative. I was in front of less people,
Mhm.
particularly on LinkedIn. I was like, okay, well, maybe it wasn't too much. And so I'm going to go back to weekly. Maybe I was just tired of listening to myself.
Well, and you know what? I mean, because I missed a couple of weeks. Again, March was just a month. Whenever I have taken off for a few weeks and I come back, I always find my open rate bounces way back up because people haven't seen it in a few weeks and they're curious.
Yeah,
So you want to make sure if you have kind of taken your foot off the gas a little bit, that you have a really punchy headline, that you really spend some extra time on that first one back.
yeah, yeah. Outside of that, activities both online and offline is still working well. Short form video is still working well. Going live, doing the videos. I mean, it's all the things are still working really well for us. I'm not seeing any backwards of traffic. I know some people see that. Am I seeing more come from like the chat GPTs, perplexities? Yeah, I see a lot of referral traffic coming in from those, so that's good. We must be ranking in over there as well. I mean, I've checked it and I see it, but there's no tool to really like check
Mhm.
and see how you're doing.
Yeah. Well, we're going to put a pin in it here because what I really want you to do is spend a half an hour looking at your numbers. Tell us what you find. And if you would like a second opinion, reach out, give us a call. We'd love to chat with you.
All right, take care.
Bye now.